who should do CFA, when they should do CFA, how they should do CFA, why should they be doing CFA, what is the use of doing CFA, whether doing CFA adds any value to you, it does not add value, why should you do it, everything under the sun about CFA, I will take you through it. It is known as the gold standard qualification for the investment management industry. Now, why they say this is, this qualification gives you a lot of depth. When I say lot of depth, believe me, it is tremendous amount of depth, right? You may not become a PhD in finance, no, but you will understand the practical aspects of how the global finance works. 6 months through the ISB degree, when we were pursuing, a lot of us figured out that we needed something good in our resume. What are the job prospects today for CFA level 1 pass students? If you are studying in a good college, then CFA degree adds value to you. If you are not studying in a good college, even then CFA degree adds value to you, because what is the way ahead for you if you want to pursue a career in finance? Hello friends, welcome to OneFin by Indigo Learn. Today we are going to learn everything about CFA. All when I say all aspects about CFA. Right, so we're going to learn about stuff like who should do CFA, when they should do CFA, how they should do CFA, why should they be doing CFA, what is the use of doing CFA, whether doing CFA adds any value to you, it does not add value, why should you do it, everything under the sun about CFA, I will take you through it. Right, so I am Sriram. I did my CFA in 2007 to 2011 period, and I got my charter in 2011. That's a long ago. Right, but nevertheless, I got my charter, and I have worked in equity research, I have worked in capital markets, I worked in currency derivatives in a currency desk, and I have worked in large corporates in their finance team. And as you know, I am now your faculty at Indigo Learn, both for CFA and some subjects in CA. Right, so I will take you through all the aspects that are relevant for you that you need to know about CFA. Okay, so let's start off and dive right into it. So friends, the best place to learn all about CFA, right, is our own website, onefin.in/CFA. You can, see it in the description of the video below. You can go to this page, and everything that you need to know about upcoming CFA attempts, how's the exam, whatever is required for you as a CFA aspirant, all that information is available there. And if you still have more information, need more information, or have more doubts or queries, you can always reach out to us on our number that is visible below. Right, so let me take you guys through our website, and I will take you through what all is the relevant and important information that you need to know. Right, we discussed about how, what, when, where, why, all of that. So let us get into that. So what exactly is CFA? Before I get into eligibility, right, I want to highlight to you guys what exactly these three alphabets CFA denote. Right, CFA is a professional qualification issued by the CFA Institute, which is based out of US, and it's a fairly old institute. It's an institute that dates back to few decades, right? And this institute has been issuing this qualification for people who work in the investment management industry. What do I mean by investment management? People who are working in mutual funds, hedge funds, PE funds, VC funds, people who are working in stock markets, with stock market brokers, or people who are working in currency derivatives or alternative investment funds, real estate, like this, anything and everything. And investment banking, I forgot, that is big dream of a lot of people, investment banking, whether on the, trading side, sales side, research side, right? So you have a lot of avenues, or rather there are a lot of areas where, people require the skills, or people require the knowledge, which is taught in CFA. Right, a lot of people acquire this qualification CFA, at various points of time in the career. But one primary reason why people acquire this CFA qualification, if you honestly ask me, is to make oneself ready for career, lifelong career in one specific area of, finance, right? Especially, it can be anything. It can be mutual fund, hedge fund, any of the items that I've listed below, or I've spoken about earlier. To make oneself ready in those areas, this qualification will give you tremendous amount of knowledge. It will give you tremendous amount of knowledge about those areas. So it gives you information across various asset classes. It gives you information across how the whole finance as a field works, right? It is the gold standard. So when I say gold standard, I'm referring to CFA qualification, okay? It is known as the gold standard qualification for the investment management industry. Now, why they say this is, this qualification gives you a lot of depth. When I say a lot of depth, believe me, it is tremendous amount of depth, right? You may not become a PhD in finance, no, but you will understand the practical aspects of how the global finance works, right? How, various kind of, players in the financial sector work, like, PE, VC, all these guys, whomever I mentioned, investment bankers, M&A, all of that, right? And you get an understanding of economics, you get an understanding of, derivatives, how it functions. And more importantly, if you ask me what I learned most is how to manage one's portfolio, how to plan an individual's portfolio over a lifetime, right? So that is one knowledge I definitely got, right? So this qualification actually gives you all knowledge about all of this. And once you get this knowledge, right, you're ready to go and conquer the world. And believe me, when I use these words, conquer the world, gold standard, I'm not saying them very lightly. I'm saying them with a lot of trust and experience, right? I will tell you why, how these three alphabets actually helped me. Okay, we will get into that, but, in probably next few minutes. But first, let me take you through what is this, program, what is this eligibility all about, right? So, if you come to eligibility, one of the things that all of you or anyone who's an aspirant for CFA should note is that the CFA aspirant must have an international travel passport. The aspirant must have an international travel passport. What is this logic? See, the way for CFA, the way, people issue hall tickets, the way people issue, in India we use Aadhaar, PAN or so many identification criteria. Across the world, CFA has made passport as a mandatory identification check. And they accept only that. So, if you are somebody who does not have a passport, before you apply for CFA, you should apply for passport. Before you apply for CFA, you should apply for passport. Once you get the passport, then please proceed with the application process. Okay. So, this is one of the most important things what you should have before you start preparing or you start even thinking about CFA. Okay. Right. After that, this basic identity requirement. After that, you can, start thinking about CFA if you have already completed a bachelor's degree, you have already finished a bachelor's degree, and it has to be a recognized university program, okay? It cannot be any unknown people, university or college. These have to be recognized universities. Or you are a final year student, and you will graduate in the next 11 months. And you will graduate in the next 11 months. How will I know? There is COVID, COVID kind of scenarios may arise. All of those are exceptional. Generally, in case of India, we have academic year which starts from April, ends in March, or starts in June, ends in March, so on and so forth. So, if you are planning to write your first exam for CFA level 1, that exam cannot be more than 11 months away from your graduation date. So, let us say you are in third year of your degree, or you can be in fourth year also. It doesn't matter if you are pursuing engineering or a 4-year degree, then whether you are in third year or fourth year, it doesn't matter. Let us say if you are in third year or fourth year, and CFA level 1 exams are held 4 times a year: February, May, August and November, right? Exam calendar for level 1 is February, May, August and November. So, typically, let's say you are in third year BCom, right? And you can write the level 1 sometime either in August of third year of BCom or November of third year BCom, or if you are in a 4-year engineering course or some other graduate course, you can write it in the August or November of that particular year, right? So that you will be graduating in next 11 months for sure, right? So that is another requirement. Either you have to have a degree, or you should be in the final year of degree and you should be 11 months away from the graduation on the date of sitting for the exam. So, when you are writing the exam, from that day you should graduate within 11 months. So, you can basically apply 3 months in advance. Even if you apply 3 months or 6 months in advance, you should time your date in such a way for writing the exam that you are within 11 months from your graduation date, right? Now, what is the next one? Professional work experience. Now, you see, so this is the third requirement. All these 3 requirements are, alternatives. All of them are not together. So, you can either have finished BCom or finished engineering or have a bachelor's degree or finished master's, whatever it is, you have a minimum bachelor's degree, or you are in last year of bachelor's degree and on the date of writing the exam, you will be 11 months away from your graduation, or you don't have a bachelor's degree, but have a combination of 4,000 hours of work experience and higher education that was acquired over a minimum of 3 years on the date of enrolling 3 years on the date of enrolling for the level 1 exam. Typically, most of the students are either in finished bachelor's or in the final year, and that is how they apply this, the third professional work experience criteria. And they also mention dates of education and professional work experience cannot be overlapped. So, these are the eligibility requirements for commencing CFA, Now, What are the exam details and dates? As I told you earlier, there are 3 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, there are 3 levels, and typically, if you are the fastest student, you are very sharp, you are able to clear everything, even then it will take you at least 2 years to clear CFA. It will take at least 2 years for you to clear CFA. Why is that? You will understand as I take you through it. So you see, level 1 exams are held 4 times a year, and note my friends, these are computer based exams. These are computer based exams, and level 1 exams are fully MCQs, and they are independent MCQs. What do I mean by independent MCQs? So you have a question, you have an answer. These are not necessarily case study based. So they use the word case studies or Vignet. They call it as Vignet. So Vignets or case studies based questions appear in level 2 and level 3. Independent MCQs appear in level 1, and exams are held 4 times a year: February, May, August, November. Now this entire cycle has been changed multiple times, especially because of COVID. Earlier, when I wrote, it used to be, exams used to be held only twice a year, right? Now, they are held 4 times a year. And the 10-year pass percentage for CFA level 1 is 41%. Okay, it is 41%, 10-year average. So, on an average, if 100 people write, 41% people of them have passed over the last 10 years with respect to CFA level 1. Now, does it mean that CFA level 1 is a tough exam? Does it mean that CFA level 1 is, extremely difficult to clear? Honestly, if you ask me, that is not the case. CFA level 1 is not a very tough exam. It is a moderately tough exam. If you study properly, then it is actually an easy exam, right? It is very tough if you have not touched your books. If you, partly touched, know some concepts, it is moderately tough. If you have spent enough time, let's say, 300 hours is what the institute generally recommends, you spend 300 hours preparing for all the subjects, what are the subjects, will come to that, then it is a fairly easy exam. It is nothing complicated, right? So, level 1 exams are held 4 times a year, as I said. Then let us come to level 2. Level 2 exams are held 3 times a year, and this has short case studies followed by MCQs. Please note that short case studies, and 10-year pass rate is 45%. So, exams are held in May, August and November. There is no February, okay. This is the level 2 exams. Now coming to level 3. Level 3 exams are short case studies followed by essay type questions and MCQs. So there is an essay type question also. So there is an essay type question in level 3. Please note. So first 2 levels, no essay type. Both levels MCQs. First level is independent MCQs. Second level is case study based MCQs. Third level is case study based MCQs plus case study based MCQs plus essay type questions. Right, and the exams are held twice a year, February and August. And what is the 10-year pass percentage? Roughly 52%. So, on an average, 50% of the people pass. You take 41, 45, 52, thereabouts. It can be plus or minus 5%, but 50% of the people pass. Right. Now, this is what the exam is all about. That is, what is the examination cycle and how is the exam held? As I said, computer-based exam. Now, if you come to understanding what is taught in CFA or what will you learn in CFA. So, what will one learn in CFA? See, these are the topics. If you come to level 1, right, there is something called ethics and professional standards. Now, I want to make this very, very clear to you guys. CFA as a profession, right, when people pursue CFA, they get into organizations where they handle large amounts of money and where there is lot of scope, there is lot of temptation for somebody to be greedy, unethical, immoral, commit fraud. All those scopes exist. I am not saying everybody does that. I am saying the scopes exist. So, the CFA profession takes very, very serious view of the ethical behavior of its professionals or its charter holders. So, ethics, if you see here, right, in level 1 is 15 to 20% of the total syllabus is ethics. Level 2, 10 to 15%, level 3, 10 to 15%. So, friends, I have, completed my CA. I have also completed my MBA from a premier B school in India, ISB Hyderabad. Believe me, 10 to 15% is not the weightage given to ethics in any of the other qualifications that I have obtained. CFA is hell bent on ethics, and their questions are also very twisted. It is actually a lot of fun. I mean, I know ethics is, as you enroll, you will realize that ethics, a lot of students feel it is boring topic, but believe me, it is. They take real life practical situations and ask you a question point blank, whether this is right or wrong. There is no grey. Okay, it is right or wrong. You have to give yes or no answer. So that way, it is extremely focused on ethics. So ethics is one topic or subject which is present across all 3 levels. But in level 1, if you see, you have about what are the topics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In level 1, you have 10 topics. Same 10 topics get repeated in level 2. But when you come to level 3, all 10 topics are not there. You have, 3 to 4 topics. I think 3 topics are not there. Quantitative techniques, financial statement analysis, corporate issuers, these 3 are not there in level 3. All other topics are, the marks are distributed between balance 6 topics. Okay, so and they give maximum weightage in level 3 to portfolio management and wealth planning. I told you, right, portfolio management is what I loved in CFA course per se, right. So, what are the topics that you cover in this? The topics are ethical and professional standards, quantitative methods, basically mathematics, economics, financial statement analysis, basically, some element of accounting, corporate issuers, okay, equity investments, fixed income, derivatives, alternative investments, portfolio management and wealth planning. And you see a lot of topics other than these 3 which are not there in level 3, which is this, quant, then FSA and corporate issuers. Balance 7 topics are common across all 3 levels. The level of difficulty and the depth of the subject increases as you move from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. The depth of the subject increases substantially and it makes it, whatever you learn in level 1 is extremely relevant for you in level 2. Whatever you learn in level 2 is extremely relevant for you in level 3. So, it is a proper progression from one level to other. That is something that you have to remember. So, just because, it is not like our, schooling system where, I study something in class 10, then it is no longer relevant in 11. Or I study something in CA Inter, it is no longer relevant for me in final. No, it is not like that. All the topics, other than these 3, balance 7 topics are extremely important, extremely essential for somebody who is progressing from one level to another. Because the depth as well as the knowledge and the complexity of question continuously increases. So, if your foundation is not strong or solid, you will face problems consecutively across various levels. Okay. So, friends, as we saw, these are the bunch of topics that are there in CFA, and more or less the topics have remained constant. You may have one topic plus minus, name change and all that for the last 10-15 years, but other than that, not much has actually happened in terms of names of the topics, but the depth of the topics has substantially changed. When I prepared for CFA versus what I am seeing today in the syllabi, there is what I studied probably in level 2 is now in level 1. Or what is studied in level 3 is now in level 2. So, they have kept up with times and they constantly update the syllabus. It is not like our other professional institutes in India or engineering colleges in India where syllabus is updated once in 5 years, 10 years. Here syllabus is updated every 2-3 years. Latest innovations, latest stuff, whatever is happening in the world of finance is actually always available in the syllabus or the course curriculum. Okay, now coming to employers. You see, I know some of you may have more doubts about exams. We will come and address them as we move forward. I have a list of FAQs, good quality FAQs, which cover all the questions that you may have. We will discuss that. But first, let us see what are the kinds of places where people can potentially be employed. So you can be employed in places like investment banks like Ambit or Citibank or BNP Paribas, Credit Suisse, CRISIL. A lot of places where, large financial services players is where, they are looking for hiring CFAs, right. Now, if you come to FAQs, exactly, that is where I was actually going to come at next. So, we will actually have a look at what are the kind of questions that students get when they are preparing for CFA or when they are planning to pursue CFA, okay. So, let us look at the first set of questions, which is about the course. So, what is CFA and what is CFA Charter? As I said, CFA is a professional qualification that you acquire when you are looking to make a career in the finance industry and finance domain and specifically in the investment management industry. Okay, and CFA Charter is basically after you finish all 3 levels of exams, you immediately don't become a CFA. You just finish the examination part. You have to concurrently or after finishing level 3, you have to acquire certain work experience. How much is that work experience? We'll see. You have to acquire some work experience and after that you can go and apply to the CFA Institute saying that, dear CFA Institute, I have acquired so much of work experience which is relevant for you and now please give me the charter. Charter is basically a document, kind of a certificate calling you as CFA, right. So, then you become, you get the qualification called CFA and then you can suffix the word. Suffix is what? Prefix means you put the words, put alphabets on, something before your name. Suffix means you put it after the name. So, once you get that charter or the document or a certificate, you are eligible to add the alphabets CFA after your name. So, I am Sriram CFA. So, that's how you are addressed, right. So, that is what you mean by CFA Charter. Now, how do I earn the CFA charter? I just explained to you. Is CFA globally recognized? Yes. So, CFA is globally recognized. It is based out of US, but it is the premier qualification for someone who is looking to make a career in finance. Honestly, if you ask me, and I will discuss this in context of, Indian context of CA or MBA and all of that also. Okay. And what is the duration of the course? As I said, typically it will take you up to 2 years. Sometimes it may take longer also. Okay. But if the fastest you can finish is around 2. Okay, now let us go to the next set of questions. So friends, just to show you stuff in slightly greater detail, you see here, how do I earn the charter? You earn the charter if you pass all 3 levels and achieve qualified work experience at least 4,000 hours and complete it in a minimum of 36 months. So you have to finish it over a 3-year period during or after taking CFA exams and submit reference letters and apply to become a charter holder. Right, so this is the process for getting the charter. Is it globally recognized? Yes, there are 1.8 lakh CFA charter holders across the world and across over 160 countries. And in FY21, and this number has been growing historically, there are about 2.15 lakh students have, or 2.15 examinations were taken by various CFA aspirants. And how popular is CFA in India? It is very, very popular. In fact, in India, roughly about 25-30,000 students actually take the exam every year. And where all is exam conducted? It is conducted in most of the major cities in India. Most of the cities, metros and other major cities also, they are actually conducting exams. Not only metros, they are conducting in tier 2 cities also. You can go to the website and check the list. What is the duration? As I said, it is about approximately 2 years. Now coming to enrollment and fees. I am interested in taking CFA. How should I proceed? So the first thing is apply passport. Once you get your passport in hand, then go to the CFA website, cfainstitute.org. Okay. Then after completing that activity of registering with them, you select the examination window, provided you meet all the criteria, that bachelor's degree and all of that stuff, whatever we discussed, and select for an exam. And then once you select that particular exam window, you make the payment of the fees. How much is the fees? I will tell that to you. That is actually the next couple of questions, and then you can go ahead. Entire process is 100% online. Okay. Then how much does it cost to sit for CFA exam? So the first time when you register, you have to pay it in dollars. See, this is a US based qualification, so everything is in dollars. So $350. Now you take the exchange rate of today, whatever that exchange rate number is, multiplied with $350. Then registration fee for each level is $900. When I say registration fee, it also basically includes the money for examination, sitting for examination. So for each level, it is $900. Right, so 3 levels, 3 into 900, 2,700 and $350 initial registration fee, totally about $3,000. $3,000 today's exchange rate, if it is 80, 85, whatever the number is, you multiply with that, you roughly arrive at a number that is close to roughly 2.5 lakhs or thereabout in Indian currency terms. Right, okay. Then the issue is, if you do early registration, the fees is $900. If you do late registration, the fees is $1,200. So if you do late registration, the total cost, overall cost of the course actually goes up. So for each level, it is 1,200. So for 3 levels, it will become 3,600. So you multiply 3,600 by the USD INR exchange rate, you will end up at a number that is closer to approximately 3 lakhs. Right. So overall, the course, right, CFA course per se, purely the examination fees, course fee, everything put together is roughly 2.5 to 3 lakhs. On top of this, there will be tuition fees. So this is the course fee. In addition to that, you will have to pay tuition fee to people like us who will provide you excellent coaching with respect to how you should prepare for CFA. Okay, whether is it possible to do CFA without taking any coaching? Yes, it is possible. I am not saying no. But then if you enroll with a trainer, what happens is there is a lot of discipline, lot of focus, and there is very high chance that you clear it in the first attempt. Why am I saying that? Because CFA is a super expensive course. You have to spend 3 lakhs getting the qualification alone. You would not want to take chances after spending 1 lakh for each attempt or 80-90,000 for each attempt. You would not want to again take chance by not taking coaching. Coaching is a portion of that fee only. Right? Coaching fees vary. Even with us, coaching fees is much lower. Right, so you would not want to take a chance with respect to succeeding in the exam. So my recommendation, if I were to do CFA today, I will definitely take coaching class. That is very clear. Okay, right. So now coming to the next part, when does the standard and early registration period closes? So generally it closes before 6 months before the exams is when early registration period closes, and standard registration period closes 3 months before the exam. Then Do I need to enroll in CFA program, pay my registration fee for CFA 1 at the same time? Yes, you have to do. For level 1, you have to pay that $350 as well as the $900 or $1,200 in case of late registration or standard registration, what they call it, same time. Can I pursue CFA after class 12? No. You must have necessarily a bachelor's degree or in last year of bachelor's degree, or you have 4,000 hours of work experience, okay, and of course international travel passport. Then I will be a final year student at the time of taking exams. We discussed about this in final year, when you should apply for CFA, when can you take, that also I have explained. But one point to note there is, you must complete your degree, whatever is the third year or fourth year, if you are depending on whether it's a 3-year program or 4-year program, you should finish that before you take your level 2 exam. Right. Then are there any scholarship available? Yes, there are scholarships available. People, CFA Institute themselves does provide scholarships to encourage a lot of students from, either economically backward criteria or belonging to certain schools and all of that stuff. So you can go to the page cfainstitute.org and go search for scholarships. You will get those details. Okay. Now come to the more interesting questions on CFA. How many hours should I study for the CFA exam? See, what one should do for CFA exam is, the institute themselves recommend that you need at least 300 hours of preparation for each level. Now, can somebody not do it in 50 hours? Can somebody not do it in 100 hours? Can somebody not do it in 200 hours? See, there are a lot of scenarios in which you can do. Okay. So, if let us say somebody is already a CA, okay, and if somebody is already an MBA from a good school where he or she understands a lot of concepts with respect to finance very well, then probably 300 hours may not be required. But let us say you are the first time, you are getting into deep concepts, probably your accounting foundations or quant foundations are slightly shaky, then you will have to spend 300 hours, right? So, there are a lot of people who have done self-study, 50 hours, 100 hours, 200 hours and all that, and also cleared. But my recommendation is, please spend 300 hours. So, if you take 300 hours, right, and if you study even 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, it will take you minimum 6 months to study. So, that is what is the recommended, and I strongly believe that you should do that, right? Then, what topics are considered tough? Ethics, financial reporting, fixed income are considered as tough in level 1 exam generally. Okay, and they carry more weightage also. Can I prepare for CFA? Just now I said yes, you can prepare for CFA without coaching. But however, if you take coaching with people like us, not only we give you live classes, we give you access to Kaplan Schweizer. They are the world leader in CFA training. So we give you access to their videos, their MCQs, and believe me, Kaplan is a phenomenal resource of MCQs, guys. So there is a huge list of resources that they have. They have, riskometer, they have multiple exam type mock tests, they have checkpoint tests. What is checkpoint test? So you finish a topic, then you take a test, you understand whether you have understood the topic or not. Then only you move to the next topic. Then they will show you very clear idea of the level of risk at what you are facing. So let us say you take 3 or 4 marks. They will very clearly tell you what are your risky topics. Right. So there is a lot of stuff that they give out, and brilliant stuff. Huh? A lot of students go for Kaplan notes, Schweizer notes only for the reason because of the depth and the simplicity with which they explain concepts and the depth to which their mock exams or checkpoint exams are. Right. So we at OneFin by Indigo Learn not only give you Kaplan resources, we also give you Indigo Learns live classes with all charter holders or people who are CFA charter holders or FRM charter holders or people with CA or MBA background from good schools. Right. So I strongly believe that we should take coaching. Had I been pursuing CFA today, I would definitely take coaching. That I am making it very clear. Then if I enroll with OneFin, should I still study CFA Institute own curriculum? So typically it is not required, but you should scan through it once. Okay, that is the case. Now, before we go into exam and results, right, I want to actually take a slight tangent or a detour and explain to you about my CFA journey. Right, so I got into ISB after finishing my CA. After I finished CA, I got a campus placement. I worked there for a couple of years, and then I wrote my MBA entrance exams, CAT, GMAT, and I got into a couple of other institutes, also good institutes, but then I chose ISB, joined ISB. So now, after I got into ISB, 6 months through the ISB degree, when we were pursuing, a lot of us figured out that we needed something good in our resume. I realized I needed something good on my resume. Even though I had a CA background, even though I was already a ISB graduate or I was going to become an ISB graduate, I realized that my resume should stand out. So me and 3 or 4 of my friends, good friends, in fact one of my friends is also now going to be teaching CFA students in, whoever is going to prepare from OneFin by Indigo Learn, right? So one of those guys, Ashish, is actually a close friend. During the ISB course, we studied for CFA. And because I was already a CA, I had some level of knowledge. Because I had already taken some important courses and subjects in my ISB with respect to finance, I understood a lot more about finance. And for me, CFA level 1 became easier. So while pursuing ISB MBA degree, parallelly I wrote CFA level 1 exam, right? And I cleared the exams. Right, so it was a great thing of great joy for us when we cleared the exams, me and my friends. Right, so why did I clear that? Why did I write that? Because I wanted something additional on my resume. Now, is it required only for somebody who is doing from ISB or IIM or some place like that? No. If you are a third year undergrad or a BCom undergrad who is pursuing, it can be any college, okay, it can be SRCC also, it can be a not well-known college also. If you believe that you want to make a career in finance and you want to at some point of time do an MBA, or if you're planning to do CA or already are doing CA, even then, whether it is a good college or not so great college, I still believe even then, if you want to make a career in finance, CFA is something that you should try. If you can definitely put in this amount of money, initial registration and all of that, I strongly believe you should pursue it. Why do I say that? Because when, irrespective of whether you are going to, complete CFA or not, your CFA complete karna is, we'll think about it in the end. I mean, once you clear all the levels and all that. But initially, when you sit for campus placements in your college, right, there needs to be something on your resume that needs to stand out. So I was recruited out of ISB into an equity research firm because the person who saw my resume saw that in addition to being a CA, I also had inclination towards finance because I had cleared CFA level 1 and I'm going to write CFA level 2 in next 3 months. I was recruited out of campus because I had that CFA level 1, line item in my resume. Okay, that is why I strongly believe that anyone who has plans to make a career in finance at some point of time, it need not be at the time of pursuing undergrad, it can be post undergrad also. Sometime if you want to make a name or career in finance, and if you're whether you're going to pursue CA or MBA, I still believe that CFA is a worthy enough qualification for you to add to your resume because it makes your resume stand out. Now, we'll come to the job prospects, right? So, forget what happened to me 15 years ago or 20 years ago. What are the job prospects today for CFA level 1 pass students? So, a normal student, if they come out of a, not so great college, not well recognized college, they probably will make some 20,000, 30,000 or thereabouts. But if you have a CFA level 1, pass on your resume, right, that number goes up by at least 30 to 40%. Why? Because there are people in, finance professions, let's say, investment banks or, people in PE firms or where they're looking for analysts and, multiple other places or, people who are investment advisors. All of them look for somebody who has that flair for finance. And if you have a CFA level 1 degree, they will be more interested to take you and they will pay you that much higher. Right. So, this CFA level 1 qualification, CFA level 1 pass also adds a lot of value to your resume, whether if you are an undergrad student. Okay. So, and the salary range goes up from anywhere between 4 to 6 lakhs, depends on the student, depends on the college, lot of that, but it is typically around 4 to 6 lakhs. So, that is the salary level for level 1. Now, what are the salary ranges for level 2 and level 3? So, they move gradually, level 2, level 3, and I am just assuming a pure BCom, okay, or pure undergrad degree. For level 1 is 4 to 6, level 2 is 6 to 8, level 3 is anywhere above north of 8. This is assuming that you have only an undergraduate degree and you are probably 1 year after graduation or 2 years after graduation and you have very limited work experience. Obviously, if you have a lot of work experience and you have, let's say, other degrees like CA or MBA and all, the salary numbers obviously will change. Okay. Right. So, that is the broad salary range what one can talk of when one is acquiring a qualification like CFA. Now, some students ask me, or some students have already asked me earlier, whether, doing CFA degree alone is good, right? So, I honestly believe that if you are studying in a good college, then CFA degree adds value to you. If you are not studying in a good college, even then CFA degree adds value to you because what is the way ahead for you if you want to pursue a career in finance? Let's say you are probably in a tier 2, tier 3 college. How will you get into this world of high finance? CFA degree is your way in, right? If you are in a good college, even then it's your way in because you are competing with a lot of people with similar profiles, right? This is one level. Now, coming to second level, I am already pursuing CA. Should I do CFA? If you have aspirations for a career in finance, then you should definitely do CFA. And believe me, I am telling this after teaching both SFM at CA final and also teaching CFA students. Because I know the depth at which, finance concepts are covered in CFA is much, much higher. Right. So, even if you are pursuing CFA, if you want to make a career in finance, yes. I am doing MBA. Do I still need to pursue CFA? Yes, if you are doing MBA, especially even if it is, let's say, some top IIM, A, B or C or ISB or any other place, if you believe that you want to make a name in specific domains in finance and you believe that, you need more knowledge, more in-depth knowledge, CFA will definitely add value. And for me, the most value it has added to me is in my personal portfolio management, because I now, realize how I should plan, how I should allocate my money across various asset classes, how I should, plan my portfolio, how I should plan for my retirement, how I should plan my personal wealth, so on and so forth, right? So those are the aspects that I want to tell you, and this is the tangent I was telling you. I don't think it's a full-fledged tangent, it is something relevant, right? So now coming back, how is CFA exam conducted? As I said, CFA exam is computer-based exam. Candidates have to select the examination, window as well as the attempt. When I say window or attempt, it is whether it is February, May, August, November, all that. And they have to select the location, and it is there in a lot of cities in India, both tier 1 and tier 2, quite a few cities. How long does CFA level exam last? This is a good question. Level 1 exam consists of 180 MCQs split between 2 hours 15 minutes. See, 2 sessions of 2 hours 15 minutes. So, morning 2 hours 15 minutes, evening 2 hours 15 minutes, or there is an optional break, okay? The break is optional, or you can continue to sit for 4.5 hours also, okay? But 2 sessions of 2 hours 15 minutes, and this 2 hours 15 minutes has 180 MCQs are there and put together both entire 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours you have to answer 180 MCQs. Okay. Then the first session covers topics of ethics and professional standards, quantitative methods, economics, FSA. Second session covers corporate issuers, equity, fixed income, derivatives, alternate investments and portfolio management. What about level 2 and level 3? Good question. Level 2 consists of 22 item sets comprising of short case studies with 88 accompanying MCQs. And level 3 consists of item set comprising of short case studies with essay questions in the first session, short case studies with 44 accompanying MCQs in the second session. Okay, and the time duration for both of them are 4 hours 24 minutes, weird number, 4 hours 24 minutes, split into 2 equal sessions of 2 hours 12 minutes each, and with an optional break in between. And all topics may be covered either in the first or second or both, whatever may the case may be. So, as you see, the difficulty level increases as you progress further higher. Right, level 1 is simple MCQ, level 2 is case study plus MCQ, level 3 is essay type plus MCQ, right. Then, which cities in India have exam centers? So, top 16 cities: Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, Chandigarh, Chennai, Guwahati, Hyderabad, Indore, Jaipur, Kochi, Lucknow, Mumbai, New Delhi, Pune. So, you have 16 cities where CFA exams are held. Okay, is calculator allowed? Yes, there are 2 specific calculators. So, when you are pursuing studying CFA with us, when you are preparing for CFA level 1 or level 2 or level 3, whatever you are studying with us, we will tell you which calculator you have to buy. There are 2 calculators of 2 companies, HP or TI. TI is Texas Instruments, HP is Hewlett Packard. Most of the entire world, most of the people use the TI calculator. HP calculator is slightly complex. I also use the TI calculator only. The calculator also costs extra 2,500 rupees. You have to buy that calculator. You have to carry extra battery also to the exam. Right, there are people who carry 2 calculators also, okay, but my suggestion is carry 1 calculator, that is sufficient as long as you have an extra battery. Please carry that to the exam. It is an additional investment you have to make. It costs anywhere between when I purchased it was 2 to 3,000, probably it is now about 4,000 odd rupees, okay. Then, which calculator model should I choose? As I said, it is a TI BA2 plus is what it is, about 3,000 rupees. Is there negative marking? No, there is no penalty for incorrect answers. What is the exam minimum passing score? So, this is one problem with most of the Indians and Asian students. What is the minimum mark? Will I pass? Is there any average mark and all of that? So, the answer to that is, after each exam, right, the CFA board of governors, they're basically someone who administers the exam. They set a minimum passing score for each level. Okay, but these are not released outside. And what is revealed outside is only the aggregate percentile. That is, are you in top 10 percentile or top 15 percentile, things like that. So, when you get your exam score, you will realize that they set a minimum passing score depending on that particular exam, the level of difficulty of that exam, and that is not revealed to people outside. And how and when will I know results? You will get an email for level 1 and 2 within 60 days and within 90 days for level 3. They will send an email to you with saying whether you are passed or failed. Right? Do I have to pass every topic? This is another good question. Most of South Asian students basically have this question. Do I have to pass in every topic? Do I have to get minimum marks in every topic? The official answer from the CFA Institute is there is no separate passing score for each topic, and strong performance in one topic can offset as long as you achieve the average, the minimum passing score. However, each topic is important. right? So there is no specific minimum marks in each topic, but it is preferable that you cross the threshold or barrier in each of the topics, so that you have the highest possible chance of clearing the exam. Okay, now next question. CFA Chartered a degree? No, it is not a degree, it is a professional qualification. If you put it bluntly, right, it is a certificate course. Okay, it is a certificate course, but the certificate has tremendous amount of value. Certificate has tremendous amount of value, right? Whether I am getting an MBA or a degree or all of that, all those, people who think that, whether I am getting a degree in hand. Believe me, CFA is not a degree, but it is something far more valuable. Right. I am a CA student. Should I consider taking CFA? Yes, I gave you the answer already to that. Are there any exemptions? Zero exemptions. Okay, you have to write all topics, all papers, always. Then should I do CFA or an MBA? I gave an answer for this. When I was preparing for MBA, parallelly I did CFA, and for me, it helped me to get into equity research, because I had that inclination, I had that bent of mind saying that I needed to go there, and in equity research, CFA is valued very, very high. Right. So if you have inclinations of getting into proper finance, even if you are doing from a good P school, believe me, a lot of students in IIM, A, B, C, L, I, K, a lot of those places pursue CFA. Okay, a lot of them pursue CFA, especially because they want to make a career in finance. So it is not as if that you've got an MBA from great college, you won't do CFA. There are people who have done PhDs in life, and they've also at some point of time pursued CFA. So CFA is a very, very worthy and ambition worthy qualification, if you ask me, right? Now coming to job related stuff, what are the career paths? I've already discussed that with you. What are some companies? That also I have discussed with you. Can I get a job? Yes, I told you, level 2 candidates get typically between 6 to 8 lakhs or so. Level 1 candidates typically 4 to 6 lakhs kind of range. Level 3 depends on, whatever your other qualifications are. Then what type of roles? Typically it is in, investment banking side, capital market side. It is in, you are managing or working on some kind of asset class. Right. So if these are broadly the FAQs that we figured that students will have queries on or doubts on, and I have tried to cover everything that is relevant from a CFA aspirant perspective. Now, in addition to this, you may have some new doubts or complicated doubts or complex doubts or something very unique to your situation. Please reach out to us. I cannot cover every unique case in my videos, but I will definitely be able to help you in person. So reach out to us and we will respond to you. Ping us on forums on our app, or ping us on our WhatsApp number, or ping us on the chat number on our app as well as website, and we are always available. Or you can even email us support@indigoloan.com. Right. So we are available at onefin.in or indigoloan.com. Both the websites actually lead you to the same location. So please do reach out if you have any queries, and I and my team will be more than happy to assist you in all the queries that you have. So I hope that I've given you a good enough, in-depth, solid understanding of what the CFA degree is, who, what, when, where, how, why, everything I hope I've covered. Right. Any further doubts, reach out to us, and I look forward to welcoming you guys on board. Okay. All the best.